Because it's time for Courtvision, where we watch live warm-up, show you who's in, who's out of tonight's game. We begin with the Texas Longhorns. Max Asmus is the D1 active leader in points, 2,902, 15th all-time. He's got a fifth extra season here. Otherwise, Tyler, you would have more points than this guy. You're 25th all-time, which is amazing.
Give me a fifth year.
Asmus is about 14 points away from getting to number 14, so he's big time. Ty had 2,720 years in a mere 4 seasons.
Right.
It's 5-year guys now.
Yeah, it's incredible what he's been able to accomplish. I mean, he's closing in on 3,000 points. I mean, he's an electric scorer, really, really good in transition, has deep range. You have to know, he's a guy, you have to know where he is all the time because he can hurt you in so many ways. The side ball screen actions, I mean, he makes really good decisions. The two-man game between him and Dylan Dessou is very, very tough to guard just because of how great of scorers both of them are. But I'm excited to watch him play.
Let's talk about 5-man Dylan Dessou. Super unique, 6'9", pick-and-pop guy. 57% from 3, 17 of 30, Kristen. That's amazing. He missed some time, but he is a big-time piece.
You can tell that he's now coming into his stride, right? 19 points, 10 rebounds this last game. He's playing so well, and he creates mismatch. We talked about his length and what he can do. I hate to make this comparison, but he's a lot like a Kevin Durant.
Because look at you go there.
Nice. Texas, Durant, yeah.
He can shoot from the outside. He can put it on the floor, maybe 1-2 dribble, get in the mid-range, that length, shooting up and over. His release on his shot is so high that he can score over almost every defender that you put on him. But he's been a key to their success right now and what they're doing. He's a leader out there. This is a guy that scored over 1,000 career points. He's a natural scorer, and they need him to be effective in this one and get going early.
The hero of the Baylor win, the buzzer beater, was from this guy, Tyrese Hunter. Raced down the court after a made 3 by Baylor and won that game at home, big time.
Yeah, he's a part of this. I would call him like small. In terms of height, because they're both starting guards. You talk about Asmus, 6 feet tall. Tyrese is 6 feet tall, but blazingly quick. Opposite Asmus, he's a junior. He's played a bunch. He spent 21-22 at Iowa State, where he was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. So he's got a lot of experience in this league. He averaged 11 points a game as a freshman. Last year, 10.3 here at Texas. So he's a guy that's played a lot of basketball. Experienced, consistent. He's averaging 4.1 assists. But, you know, Tyler, you were talking about, hey, what BYU needs is guys that can get to the spots they need to get to on the floor, can get 2 feet in the paint. This guy's all of that. Like, he gets where he wants to on the floor. Great handles, great quickness, and he's a menace defensively to the other team because he uses that great quickness to stay in front of the ball. He's a great on-the-ball defender. So, yeah, this is a formidable team. The thing that BYU has to do is say, okay, 2 6-foot guards. BYU has a lot of length on the perimeter. BYU needs to say our length needs to cause these guys problems. We need to have hands in the passing lanes, make their shots difficult, and that's the answer that BYU has to have for these 2 really good guards.
Asmus and Hunter, those 2 6-footers you mentioned. The second best rebounder in the league at 8.8 a game is Dylan Mitchell.
Yeah, second in the league, as you mentioned, with those 8.8. And this is a guy that, as a sophomore, he's incredibly athletic, 6'8". One thing he does really well is get that ball on the defensive board and push in transition. He can go coast to coast, rim to rim. This is someone that BYU is very worried about because he does that, because he puts so much pressure on the defense right off that rebound and getting out there. A sophomore, as I mentioned, second season at Texas. He started in every single game he played. As a freshman last year, started every game. This year, started all 19 games. Very efficient for this team, and his activity, it needs to be huge in this one.
For the BYU Cougars, Trevon Nelligan, anxious to get back out there after a 1-for-7 showing from 3 against Houston. Dude's the BYU's leading scorer in league play, 14 a game, 49% from 3, 10th nationally, and #1 in the Big 12 lane.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I liked about the last game. Well, there's a couple of things. He was 2 of 8 from the field, but he still wanted the ball at the end of the game, and his teammates still wanted him to have the ball at the end of the game. That tells you about the confidence they have in him and the confidence he has. So you have to shake that off. He did have 6 rebounds in that game from the guard line. Problem is he had 5 fouls, and that was a problem for BYU's guard line in this. They got in foul trouble early. It cost them not only minutes on the floor, but also cost them confidence defensively to play aggressively the way they need to. Against these quick guards, they're going to have to defend with their feet. Trevon Nelligan, it's as important that he plays good defense when he's on the floor against these guards as it is that he goes out and shoots with confidence. I don't have any doubt he's going to come back and shoot it well. in this game because that's the kind of shooter he is. But I'm also watching to see how he recovers mentally and if he plays lights out defense, because BYU's guards need to guard without fouling in this game if they're going to have a chance.
Jackson Robinson used to come off the bench. He might get his 4th start in a row tonight. Top 5 in all 3-point categories in the league.
Yeah, and look, his numbers are down in Big 12 play. Since he came back from that injury, that Wyoming game, that return, numbers are down. We know that. 3-point line, but he still is so effective in what he does because he demands attention on the 3-point line. Everybody knows he can shoot. It's just a matter of let's not leave him open. So he's putting that pressure on the defense. But at 6'7", the guard, he has a 7'1" wingspan. He's incredibly long, deceivingly long for this BYU team. And he really needs to be a presence defensively in this game and step up his defense and be able to pinch the gaps and use that length in this game.
Foose played the final 9:50 of the Houston game Tuesday, scored 7 points off the bench. Tyler, what role could he have in this game where maybe BYU looks inside a bit more?
Well, he could have a huge impact on this game. You know, he's a guy that adds a different element and dynamic to the way BYU wants to play. You know, we've talked about it all show about his ability to go inside out, but he is just such a big body inside, 6'6", 7'2" wingspan, is so good at using his strength and his shoulders to bury you down, can finish over either hand. But I think he can switch up the flow of a game by just throwing it into the post. And if they double, then then BYU kicks out to shooters. If they don't, he's a very, very good one-on-one post player.
A little bit of Khalifa's vision and passing have rubbed off on everybody, including Foose. We're seeing him find the open shooter a little bit better. And then Noah Waterman is probably BYU's best player the last 2 games.
Yeah, big bright spot in that Houston game. He was not intimidated by the physical play or the length of Houston inside, whether he was inside or out. Khalil Fennell already told us. He's the key to the game. And he put a lot of pressure on him to come right out and say, defensively, Waterman is our key to defending the 2-man game, the ball screen. Dessou and Asmus are so good with that pick and roll action, and they're expecting Waterman to go out and to be able to cover either of them. And with that 6'10", 6'11" size and his wingspan, he's got great lateral quickness. He plays like a guard, but he's got length of a 4 or a 5. They need him to be just as good as he's ever been defensively in this game for them to have a chance. And his offense has been really solid the last couple games. Offense in this one for Waterman is a bonus. Defense is a must.
Shooting it great. We'll see if he continues. 7 of 15 from 3 the last 2 games.